Hello again and welcome to our regular monthly update, this time covering figures for the month of July. During July, there were 3.2 million visits from overseas to Britain. That represents a decline of 5% on July of last year. Those visitors spent just more than £2 billion while they were here, and in nominal terms that represents a 6% fall on last year. However, when we look at the year-to-date picture, both the volume and value of inbound tourism remains 1% up on the equivalent months of 2011. It's important to note that the International Passenger Survey measures people when they depart Britain, so we would not anticipate seeing any Olympic effect in the July figures. If we look at the data in a little bit more detail, one of the most substantial falls came in the number of visits from the so-called A12 countries. Those are places shaded blue on the map, such as the Czech Republic, Hungary and Poland. We also saw a 9% decline in the number of holiday visits to Britain in July. But nevertheless, if we look at the 12 months through to July, there was still an almost record 12 million holiday visits. Some good news, however, is that visits from parts of Europe outside of the European Union continue to grow at a very healthy pace. Those are places such as Norway and Switzerland. Now, you can find a lot more background on the figures for July and indeed the past year on our website visitbritain.org. Now let's take a moment to think about how long visitors from overseas spend here in Britain. This chart plots duration of stay over the last decade or so, and we can see that the real growth has been in trips that last either 1 to 3 nights or 4 to 7 nights, whereas longer duration trips have been either flat or have seen a slight decline. Now, there's real variation in how long visitors spend in Britain depending on why they are here. We can see over on the left of the chart that holiday visits tend to be either 1 to 3 or 4 to 7 nights, whereas if we look at business visits, the overwhelming majority of those trips are 1 to 3 nights. And notice that there were almost 1 million nil-night visits for business last year. Those are day trips to Britain. Thinking about trips to see friends or relatives, yes, most visits tend to be 4 to 7 nights, but notice that we're starting to see quite a good proportion of trips that last for more than a week. Of those study visits are few in number, nearly all of them last for more than 15 nights. And finally, miscellaneous trips, that's people who are here perhaps to watch sport or for personal shopping or for medical reasons, those tend to fall into the 1 to 3 night category. Next time we will have provisional figures for August, and we will also have detailed country level data for quarter 2. That's the months of April, May and June this year. So until then, bye-bye.